Hey, 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 good afternoon. This what I'm going to be talking about today. I'm going to share 5 different secrets that I have used to have long-term success with my eating habits after my gastric bypass surgery. And this can work for anybody that has had any kind of bariatric surgery. But it's about what is it that you plan to do? What is it that you do on a daily basis that causes you to have long-term success or not? And so I just want to give 5 tips of things that worked really well for me. So, most of you know who I am. I am Anna Olson, and I had gastric bypass 6 years ago, and I have been able to keep my weight off. I lost 125 pounds, and then was able to keep it off for 6 years now. All right, so let's talk about eating habits and things that you can do to keep your weight off in a long-term success or for long term. That's why we did this. That's why we had the surgery. We wanted to have weight loss for the rest of our lives. Some people are not successful with that. And so I hope that this can help you um, with your journey. Okay. So, of course, and I'm sure that you heard some of this, just know that you probably heard some of this up front with the doctors and the nurses, whoever you dealt with, whoever coached you through your process. But eating slowly and, of course, lots of chewing before you swallow it. I have to tell you, I had just last week one day. I mean, I'm 6 years post op, and just last week one day, I had a very busy day. I didn't have much time to eat. I was extremely busy all day. I had a little bit of lunch, but by evening, I was starving. I sat down to eat, and I ate way too fast, and I got way too much in, and then I was not feeling good. So even though I'm 6 years post op, it still happens. That is not going to be a good thing. So eating slowly and eating more often throughout the day is definitely a better option for anybody that has had any kind of bariatric surgery. Next is make sure that you wait 30 minutes to drink. I know that sometimes I'm very thirsty when I'm eating, depending on what I'm eating. But it is always better for me to wait 30 minutes to drink anything. And then, of course, what I would add to that is make sure that you drink lots of water. Lots of water. There's just so much value to drinking lots of water. Your body is, particularly right after surgery, your body is changing. Major changes are happening in your body, and there's a lot of detoxing that needs to happen, and drinking enough water will help that. I am to the point where I drink a gallon of water a day. Now, you're not going to start out right after surgery and say, just one day, say, hey, I'm going to drink a gallon of water today. I wouldn't recommend that. Build yourself up, build it up little by little, a couple more ounces each day until you get yourself to the point that you're comfortable with. But I'm able to drink a gallon a day now. I don't sit in the bathroom any more than I normally do. It's just your body gets used to what you're used to having. And I have to say, my skin is used to having a gallon a day. If I don't drink a gallon a day, I really can tell a difference in the dryness of my skin and just all of that. So it's definitely worth it for me. It's worth it for me to drink a gallon a day. All right. Next, I want to talk about eating protein. You know, I lost 125 pounds. I've never had excess skin surgery or anything like that. And I really don't have a whole lot of excess skin. I have a little bit under the arm, and there are some other spots that, somebody might say, well, you could fix that. No, it's not worth it to me. Not worth it to me. When I was losing, during the time I was losing, I really focused my diet on getting the protein in first. The doctor said to me 60 grams of protein per day. So I did protein powders. I ate protein, whatever I needed to do. I got that in first. So at each meal, think about your protein, create your meal around your protein, and do that first. And make sure that you are getting that in first, and then a vegetable beyond that. Even today, when I'm cooking, I cook based on protein and vegetable. I do not, we don't even cook potatoes anymore. And I say we, it's me and my husband. I just don't do that anymore because it doesn't sit well with me. And he's trying to he's watching his weight as well. We're at an age where it's time to watch our weight, and or he is. And of course I always am. This is not my weight loss journey didn't stop when I had surgery. I mean, it actually started then, and it's an ongoing thing. So I have to be on top of it at all times. And I'm sure you know that as a person that has had bariatric surgery. So um get your protein in first, add vegetables, low carb vegetables to it, and you will have less loose skin in the end. That really does make a difference. My body just kind of absorbed it. It really did. And now I know not everybody's going to be the same. That's fine, but the protein will actually help your body adjust. And I would lose. I'd have a couple weeks of loss, and then all of a sudden I'd even out, and then I'd have loss again. So anytime I was I felt like I was stalled. I wasn't losing. I just keep going, just this is the regimen. I'm just gonna keep going, and sure enough, a little bit later, I'd start losing again. So that's how my experience was. All right. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is avoid sugar and carbonation. Anything with carbonation is still not good in my mind, or in my for my body at all. And the less sugar I eat, the more success I have, the better, the easier it is for me to keep my weight down. So that is really important. Anything to not have sugar. Sugar is a drug to me, and I just can't do it. I just can't do it. So, all right. And then I wanted to just give you a tip about uh, joining potlucks or going into a restaurant where they have a buffet. How do I eat? I mean, I know for myself, my brain still says, "You like that food. Go ahead and eat it. Go ahead. You're going to be just fine, you know?" Your brain says one thing and your body says another thing. At least that's how it is for me. So when I get into a situation where we have a potluck and there is lots of food, like 6 different main dishes or whatever it is, and they're so good because it's homemade food and whatever, I will walk through the line and I'll decide before I even start putting food on the plate, I will decide what I'm going to touch and what I'm not going to touch. Because putting 6 different kinds of food in my stomach is not a good thing for me. It is not good, and it never ends well. So I usually decide ahead of time what I'm going to have, and then I will stick to that as I go through the line. And I'll do the same thing when I go to a restaurant. Sometimes my family really loves buffet, or my son used to really love buffet restaurants. And I'll do the same thing. I'll walk through the food line and I'll decide beforehand what I'm going to have and what I'm going to eat, and then I will go and fill my plate with that. And again, focus on protein and vegetables, basically. And then not adding a bunch of sweets on top of that, because it just never ends well. It just never ends well. And it is so much harder to keep the weight off if you combine all those foods and do it that way. So I hope that this was helpful for you. If you have any questions at all, make sure you um, drop me a comment and let me know what your question is, and maybe I can help, or maybe I can send you to someone who can help. And also, make sure if you like these tips, make sure you subscribe to my channel and like this video. And because there will be lots more tips and strategies as I create more videos, because that's my focus these days, is to help others, because I've been so successful with what I have been doing. So I again, like I said, I hope this was helpful for you. And so there you have it, another episode of Anna Olson TV.